I'm Joanna Sherrow. I am your fractional marketing officer director, my CMO, working on that one, and system revenue architect. We own EmpowerSoft and Savvy Chic Design and our Growth Gap company as well. So, one of the key things that we have been doing is really working on helping scaling businesses when it comes to their marketing frequency. And we are going to be talking about this, and I'm so excited because marketing frequency isn't just about posting more. And a lot of the business owners who are trying to scale and trying to, like, oh, we need to put marketing in it, right? We need that cadence. But let me just tell you a little bit about that. Staying in front of your market long enough to become the obvious choice is the main goal of marketing, and creating a repetition that builds trust and familiarity that capturing demands when timing finally hits. Because here's the reality, right? People don't buy when you are ready, they buy when they are ready. And if you're not showing up consistently and you're invisible when that moments happen, that's where actually businesses really falls a lot. So let me know if you're a business owner who is working and trying to create that momentum in your marketing, because you understand that marketing is going to be the way for you to get in front of people. And a lot of things, as we really focus on marketing, right? There's a lot of things that needs to be planned out in order to get the result that you would love to have. And I hear a lot of business owners kind of saying like, hey, I have a marketing problem. But there's two things that really mostly happen. There is a marketing frequency problem or a marketing cadence problem, just how they put things out, right? So, where most businesses fail, they operate like this. You do random posts, right? Random like campaigns, random bursts of energy, which I do sometimes understand. No systems, no cadence, no strategy. And that's where a lot of people actually come to us in terms of the marketing leadership. So what happens is that leads go cold, follow up disappears, revenue becomes unpredictable, and that is actually the growth gap in action. So one of the concepts that we have really worked with is actually the growth gap, right? Wherein you are scaling and one of the gap that you're experiencing is your marketing. So think of this, marketing creates attention, but there's no system to convert or sustain it. So the whole strategic frequency, not just activity, right? So this is where the DABAO framework becomes lethal in the best way. So when we created the concept closing the growth gap, one of the things that we really did is that how can business owners like you understand the principle of the growth gap using this simple framework? And the good thing about this framework is that whether you are in marketing or whether you are doing finance operation, this core initial DABAO can really apply. But since we are talking about marketing frequency, let's dive into this one, okay? So when I say marketing frequency, it's not just a lot of business owner will ask me, what's the best time to post? What is the best content to post? When to post? Is it Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, whichever that is, right? So when you're creating a marketing frequency, you're not just doing more marketing, you're actually engineering the revenue system. So think of it always that a marketing coincide with a revenue activity that can convert into a sale, right, in your business. So let's do about this. And if you want to learn more about our concept, we do have a book. This is available in Amazon. You can purchase it. As you can see, it has like a strip here because this was the sample print of Amazon. So it's available there. Just type in closing the growth gap. You should be able to purchase that one and they'll be able to ship that one here. So our core principle is that when applying the DABAO in your marketing frequency, start with diagnosing, right? So before you add anything, you need to identify in your marketing process, right? In your client journey process, where are leads dropping off? Where is marketing inconsistent and where is attention not being captured? Because here's the thing, you are either on LinkedIn, you are on YouTube, you're on Instagram, you are on Facebook, and but you are not really diagnosing where your audience are. I know what they call right now like be visible everywhere because of the multiple things that consumers go into in terms of the platform. Like, just look at your own phone. How many apps do you actually have, and which app do you actually spend more? But then you need to be present in all, but you need also to be strategic so that you can really map out every marketing activity that you do in order to create the frequency. Because at the end of the day, it's really going to be how are you going to capture all of this attention that you want to have? Because here's the hard truth, right? Most founders are under marketing by 70 to 80%. What I mean by this is that, yes, we go through referrals, yes, by occasional posts or one off campaigns, but that's not a strategy. That's what I call hope, right? Because it's very important for us to understand that it is the momentum and the frequency that we build. And this is what we do for our client. Our clients get mapped out a whole year of campaign in order for us to understand how can we strategically hit different touch points in their marketing, whether it is traditional marketing, online marketing, all of these other things as their fractional leadership when it comes to marketing. So some of the shifts that we've really done in our business is that we are coming in as part of your leadership team that focuses on marketing and also on your revenue system that focus on the client journey and client mapping. So the very first thing when you want to create the marketing frequency to attract your audience is that you need to diagnose. So you want to make sure that you understand each of the path that your clients enter in the different marketing activities and marketing ways that you're doing things. Next is going to be the align, right? So now we align the marketing to the actual revenue flow, not vibes. So what I mean by this is that being able to have a core offer, the ideal client timing, and buying triggers. So I have this client right now. We are mapping out all of the webinars and all of the offers, all of the campaigns that we are doing. So we have identified core theme or campaign that we need to launch in May. And within that campaigns, the main offer is to really for him to be hired as either their coach, their speakers, as a sales trainer. So it is more of a service based type of services, right? So we need to understand how each of the campaign with the main offer can be spread out on the different touch point because you can't just be a one time offer here, one offer here. So it's really more focused so that you can really align everything that goes hand in hand with the actual revenue. So if you are pushing a free item, for example, you have a discount or you have a free webinar or you have a certain activity, the main thing goes to what is the action that you need to take and how are you going to nurture them and what are the ways that you're going to nurture them in order for them to decide when to buy. So to really just align, right, to align the frequency, you need to create the awareness, the consideration, and the conversion. That is where you need to make sure that you are doing it. So, like for example, daily visibility, emails or social media or SMS, weekly authority, like content or case studies, monthly conversion events, whether you're doing an offer, a promo, a discount, an event that is aligned with, for example, May is coming. Maybe you're going to create a Cinco de Mayo or 4th of May, the 4th be with you type of marketing campaign, right? So these are all things that are intentional that goes with what is happening during that month, what is going to be my offer, what's going to be the action that they need to take, and then what is the expected revenue that I can get out of this marketing campaign. Now, marketing has a role, not just an activity. It has a role to convert your followers or your audience into buyers, into clients that they can be with you through their life, the value or the lifetime journey of your offers and your product. So in the Davao system, the third one is actually build the system. So this is where most people or business owner actually really stop and where you actually can win. So you can build your CRM or customer relationship management pipelines inside EmpowerSoft, which is our white label software system. You can automate follow-ups, whether it's email, SMS, or AI, campaign structures like funnels, nurture, and sequence, right? Now, frequency is no longer manual. It is baked in the system. So instead of I need to post today, it becomes a system. The system is running today. So, I mean, and this is where a lot of scaling businesses who are growing in their business has a little bit of a detachment because they have been doing things on their own, either manually. And by the time someone like me comes in as part of their leadership and strategize and implement, there's still a little bit of, you know, how like mindset of, oh, I need to make sure everything is, working. Or when you delegate, what I mean is that you need to make sure that anyone that you hire for your marketing understand the whole purpose and why you are doing marketing activities in order to create the revenue, and it needs to be mapped out and integrated into a system that creates a standard operating procedure that your company has so that you can create the consistency. So you need to diagnose, you need to align things, and then you need to build what needs to be done in order to create that marketing frequency. Now, once you start building things, you need to activate it. Now we turn it on, right? So, for example, campaigns go live, ads and organic work together, follow up fire automatically, leads are nurtured daily. These are the things that you need to do. And sometimes you get into the paralysis of planning and building, but then you stop activating, you're not testing it out. And maybe on the first week or so, it's not working. This is where marketing frequency and systems goes hand in hand, because you can analyze the data on all of the marketing campaigns that you are doing. And when you have a system or a tool that can capture those information, it then makes you understand how you're going to optimize things, which is the last part of our framework, which is which is optimize, right? So now you have diagnosed the things that you would like to do to create the marketing frequency to be right front and center of your audience. You are able to align either the people, the platform, the program, or whatever it is that you're doing while you're creating marketing. Then you are building it in a way that it is attached to a system to make sure that you are able to analyze and have the data. And then you're going to activate it because you're then now putting it in the world. Okay, this is the marketing campaign that I'm doing. I want to put things out there now. I want to test it out. And nothing still changed, right? You have traditional marketing, you have organic marketing, you have ads marketing. There's a lot of things moving forward. And at the end of the day, we need to be able to activate it so that we can gather information to know how can we move forward as well. Because this is where most businesses felt the shift. We didn't get more leads. We just stopped losing the ones we already have when you do not activate things, right? So the last part of the Davao framework in closing the growth gap when you're scaling and you are creating or you want to create a marketing frequency together with the revenue that goes hand in hand with your marketing, right? This is where scale actually happens. When you activate things in your campaign, you refine what messaging converts fastest, what channels bring the highest ROI, where leads stall. So when somebody actually tells you, oh, you need to be in LinkedIn, you need to be in Facebook, you need to be in Instagram, you need to be in YouTube. Yes, you can be there. And those are the digital real estate that you can use and leverage. But then at the end of a campaign, you need to understand which messaging is working faster and converting it to me, what channels bring the highest ROI, and where leads stall. And here's one thing also that I really love. Our client has been closing a lot of deals because of the presence that we are creating with the marketing frequency that he has on his social media channels. Because once he go have a conversation, and once he go out and have that real conversation, right, he is able to close because he has already invested on the first part of being able to be front and center on the people who needs his messaging, right? So there's really a purpose when why brands and big companies invest in marketing. Because I mean, no one will buy from you if no one knows you exist. That's the reality of things, right? And that's why we plan and we strategize all of the marketing campaigns that we do for our clients, which you should also do in your business. And one of the challenges that a lot of the businesses actually has is that they, as a business owner, especially when you're growing or scaling, is that they don't have that point person or person to own that leadership. And that is why one of our new services is actually the fractional CMO offers that we have. And if you want to go to growthgap.co, you can see all of our newest offer as well that integrates with our other two ecosystem brands, which is Savvy Chic Design and EmpowerSoft. So once you have the data, right, double down on what works and cut what doesn't. We launched this campaign and the time frame that was allotted was so short. We were thinking that it can convert right away just because of the audience. So what we did is that we had to drop it and then repurpose it on the next month with an ample month of campaign, right? Because we acted on it and then we analyzed it. Now we're able to make decisions on each of the marketing campaigns that we do. And that's also one thing that you need to do in your business if you want to create what we call, or what I call, the marketing frequency. Now, frequency becomes precision, not noise, okay? So, what strategic marketing frequency actually looks like? Here's the difference. Most businesses post when they feel like it, launch when they need money, follow up inconsistently. Your model, right? Our model, the growth gap and the Dabao, this is what we need to do. Daily touch point, automated plus organic, weekly authority positioning, structured campaigns every 60 to 30 days. Like we do campaigns up to like 12 months, right? But then we need to revisit it, do it per quarter. So that's why a lot of our clients actually work with us with a 12-month to 24 months contract, because we need to analyze each of the marketing campaigns and each of the structure, each of the different touch point, and then we move accordingly in order for us to optimize what is working. And then the continuous follow up system. So if you are hiring a marketing agency that says, just do marketing campaigns and then just give you the reports, but then you cannot really track down the people and the leads that it is being like, you don't have a database for it, you're really losing a lot of the key information on your marketing activity. So the real power move is, let me just say this bluntly, marketing frequency without a system creates burnout. Like I know how that feels, right? So a system without frequency creates silence as well. So you need both. So if you're working and trying to think, okay, I need, as the second quarter is already here and April is about to end, right? You need to create that marketing frequency, but you don't have a system. Now we need to talk. We need to see how EmpowerSoft can help you with that system. And then when you have a system, but you don't have a frequency or a marketing frequency, I mean, what's the use of your back end if there's nothing to capture? And so you need both. And when they work together, you stop chasing leads, you start capturing and converting them predictably, which one of the things that you need to do, right? So you don't need more marketing, you need consistent visibility, which is a frequency. You need a system that converts that visibility. When you execute the Dabao framework that we have, then that's gonna be amazing for your business. And that's how we really close the growth gap. As you build your business and as you scale, there's going to be a lot of gap that you are going to experience. That's the reason why I actually really wrote this book. Now, this book was really more focused on like the marketing side of things, right? Like the marketing, how connect the marketing activities and the back end with a system. But one of our readers has really commented and gave a review that the book can really be used in the different departments in your business, whether it's finance, operation, HR, sales, right? You need to do everything. And this will really give you a very amazing framework. So this is available on Amazon. You can go and just type in Closing the Growth Gap. It's $14.97, I think, is the price for that one. Or you can go to my site as well. It's still there. Or you can DM me and I can ship you this. I can give you the checkout link. I do have some copies right now for this one as well. So if you want that, you can surely have my book. Here's one thing. To April 14, we're actually speaking at the Woodford Women Conference. So I'll be talking about AI, how the closing the growth gap and the Dabao goes hand in hand with it. I'll be sharing about some other things that I can help small businesses in the main street to really embrace AI based on their need as well, right? So check that one out. You can go to, I can drop the link after this video here as well. So I'm excited for that one. And if you are looking for a marketing leadership that can help you strategize, build, create the momentum frequency for you as well as a system, go ahead and schedule a call with me. You can visit growthgapco.com/consultation. We have revamped one of our website. Don't worry, we are aligning everything, and you will understand if you actually visit the website. You'll understand more on what we are creating as well. So, would love to learn more about what we do. Go check out our new website. Everything that we do in Savvy Chic Design and EmpowerSoft, that is still available. We are streamlining everything under the growthgapcompany.com. We're in all of our brand ecosystem is under that. We are offering a lot of amazing, exciting things. We've been working with a lot of scaling businesses who are growing, and I'm so excited for them and creating their marketing frequency and their system behind the scene. So stay tuned, hopefully with more video. You know how sometimes when clients is our priority, we want to make sure that we show up for them, but I always love saying hi to each and every one of you. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm so excited. I love doing this. So stay tuned on all other contents that we're going to put out. All right, bye.